today we're buying a property for $300,000 and I want to bring you in as we do the final walkthrough. We're purchasing this property to fix it up and sell it, and the homeowner just moved out, or so they say. So let's walk through this property together to see the condition of it. I don't know, hopefully they got most of the stuff out. We'll walk through, kind of see where they're at. I'm praying that they got everything out. And the seller signed the documents yesterday, so we need to fund this thing. Ooh, sorry, y'all. Oh, darn. So we're going to have to fund this thing tomorrow. So let's walk through it, and then we'll go back to the office and go over the numbers so you can see what we're buying it for, what the repairs are going to be. What is it worth? What is it going to be, the expenses and the cost, the holding costs, so you can get out there and do your next real estate property flip. Let's go. So my wife got me these glasses. So we are in Portsmouth, Virginia. We're coming from Suffolk over here to Portsmouth. Well, this area is close to a Kroger and a high-end, not high-end, but a shopping area. I use these glasses to get inside. All right, here's our street right here. Long Point, this area, I want y'all to see this area is extremely nice, in my opinion. I like it. So if you turn in, we got one-way street on the side. We got pride of ownership here. Roof's looking good. You got some solar panels there. Houses are looking real good. Oh, one for sale right there. Looks extremely nice. So the feel of this when you drive in here is extremely welcoming. Okay, brick properties, roofs. Oh, that roof, not too bad. We got working class cars here. I'm not mad at any of these cars. In fact, we sold that one a few years back. I don't even know for how much. They tricked me with this stop sign. This wasn't here before. I don't know why they're starting to put stop signs in Hampton Roads. This area is so sweet. What do you think, Taylor? Mm-hmm. Nice, ain't it? This is a sweet area, man. I wouldn't mind living here my daggone self. So we come on back. Pride of ownership. House is looking good. Yards taken care of. I don't see too many cars run. I don't see any rundown cars here, actually. Man, this neighborhood is just, this is gonna be on the B class, y'all. On the B class. Brick. It just feels wonderful as you drive in. Almost like almost like when you go to the movies. What is it called when you have a anticipation of something good to come? Somebody got a little garden over there. What is it called in a movie when you got anticipation? I thought a thriller. I can't remember. Suspenseful. There you go. Thank you. Like a suspenseful. Like, wonder what's next. I wonder what's next. I always go to the wrong house. I always think it's this house. But it's a long way back. I like it back in here because less cars. The further you're in, less people gonna be coming in and out. Is this it? Oh no, it's this one here. The suspense is killing me. Here we go. That's our subject house right there, y'all.
It's not recording. Oh yeah, it
is. Is it?
Mm-hmm. It is.
You staying?
Yeah.
Okay. You want the car on or off?
Stay on.
All right. Let's see what we got, y'all. Pride of ownership is in the building. Here we go. House looking good. So you can see we got a lot of fascia stuff damage here. We might need to do a roof. That's gonna be shit, $8,000. A lot of damage here under the property. Soffit fascia is messed up. So let's walk through here to see what we got. We got to trim these bushes over All this stuff's ripped up right there. We got to do all that stuff over.
How are you?
Hey, good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Wow.
Yes.
How you
I'm
doing?
myself.
Oh, no way. Good seeing you.
Same here.
Yes, ma'am. God bless you. I'm recording, by the way. Just
Oh, okay.
my wife got me these glasses.
Oh, got it.
I don't gotta have a phone up no more.
Your partner is gonna be here?
I think it's just me today.
Okay.
I just got to send them the pictures and we out. Oh
Yeah.
shit, you taking that? What we gonna do with that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I had a lot of furniture that I had to leave behind.
You want us to get that over there? You want it?
No.
I was saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Get something
There's
new.
a lot of furniture that I don't need. I left behind. So.
Let's get something new. Man, you got all this stuff gone.
Yeah, did it all by myself. Not my ex help.
He didn't come?
No, he didn't come.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Did he go to closing?
Nope.
Uh-oh, that might be a problem.
Yeah, he just called me just now. He's like, oh, I guess he didn't read the email that they, so he said that he'll get to it.
It's only 300,000. You know, this is a big deal. What you want us to do with that? That's your family heirloom.
I know, yeah. I was trying to see, because I know you said your friend was supposed to help me.
He can. Ron is the man. That's not my category.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
You got his number, Roberta. I text both of y'all.
was that the,
729. I text both of y'all so you can have it.
okay.
He's your guy.
Yes, I'll reach out to, yeah. I was just trying to figure out how to go about moving that.
Ron is the man. Unfortunately, that's above my pay grade. I don't.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I don't handle. He's the guy. He gets stuff done. I don't know how he does it, but this guy gets stuff done. He's all you just sad to leave.
I got over a flu. So,
Oh shit! You can get me sick.
no, I'm
All right.
got over it.
Imagination.
There's a lot of stuff that was left behind.
Roberta, I'm gonna be honest with you. This stuff's going to the dumpster. So we're not gonna keep. If you tell Ron what you want, we ain't keeping this stuff.
Yeah, so those are all going to, yeah, they all left behind, all the stuff.
Okay. We don't need none of this stuff. We're not gonna do nothing with it.
And then my ex, he didn't go through his stuff. He just.
Oh, this his room?
Well, the kids and the ex.
Okay.
Sure, but this is all his stuff. He didn't want to come and get it, so I was like, okay.
Wonder why. Oh, he didn't want to come over here. He didn't want to come over. I got it. Oh, darn.
This stuff.
Oh. There's something right there. Okay, this is.
Yeah, this is all his stuff.
Okay.
He didn't.
Well,
I mean, there were some guys. He came. They took some stuff, but yeah, I was like,
Okay.
not cold on me. You was aware of it.
There you go. Okay, that's it.
And it's the opening.
I already seen it in there.
Okay, yeah.
You want this?
No, I can't. I don't have no room.
Yeah. Might be sometimes get rid of a lot of stuff.
Huh?
Some stuff you might not even want it anymore. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you go through stuff, you live somewhere for so long, you're like you got stuff.
You know how it is over so many years. You kind of
Accumulate stuff.
Yeah, so everything.
All right, we good. It's just 4 bedroom. I mean, it's just a bedroom. I'm good on that.
Okay.
All right, so I don't know what to do. If your husband doesn't show up, nothing I can do.
Huh?
If your husband doesn't go to closing, I can't help you. As long as he's gonna go. Okay.
If not, they'd be going to the shelter. I told her that.
Oh no, I can't go to the shelter.
Well, I mean, shit.
Oh
You can get
no.
them.
Is that your responsibility or somebody else?
That's my daughter's. Not mine. I mean, my other daughter. She lives right down the street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See. And this is an awesome house, isn't it? Right around 3,000 square foot, frog, finished room over the garage. Just unreal. And you know what? I want to take this time to make sure that we understand. Number one, this is a people business. I found this lead merely by getting to know the neighbors. I sold a house up the street and we did like a little yard sale giveaway. I was giving away a lot of stuff from the property, and this homeowner happened to be driving by, and I greeted her. I was nice to meet her with respect, integrity, honesty, just talking to her, getting to know her, and then months and months later, they reached out to me for me to buy their house. So you got to remember, this is a people business. A people, you know, if you're like my wife, right? She doesn't like talking to people. She would rather talk to a computer. But in real estate, every home is owned by a person. I don't know if computers own real estate yet, but I'm sure it's coming. So every time I get a deed to a house, a person has to sign it. Every loan that I get, a person has to approve it. Every time a home inspector comes by, it's a person. A realtor is a person. Loan originator, person. All this, the contractors and my business partners, all of those, it's just people. So you got to be able to get in there, interact. So that's why you should have the Real Estate Negotiating Bible. You must have that book because it's going to help you interact with people. Okay, so this lead was just a word of mouth. I want us to make sure we understand that. So let's go over the numbers here. This is a property flip. Are you a landlord struggling to collect your rent on time each and every month? Or perhaps you're looking to get a new tenant in your property, and when you want to make sure you got the right person going in there so they don't destroy your property and your finances. If these are some of the problems you're facing, why don't you join me and my friend Dan Borrero at the Ultimate Landlord Survival Training. This is going to be a 4-week training where we walk you step by step how we have survived this real estate business for over 50 years combined. We're going to show you how to pick that right tenant, how to manage the property, and further, sometimes we can do creative type of sales and get a large down payment and collect rent and pass the repair responsibility onto a tenant buyer. So there's a link in the video description if this is something that will enrich your life, and stop worrying about whether your tenant is going to be paying rent. I know how stressful it can be. You got a mortgage payment, you don't know if they're going to pay. So me and Dan want to alleviate that from you so you can get out there and enjoy your life and place the right people in your properties so you can move on to your next piece of real estate. Join the training in the video description below, and let's get back to our video. Now, the ARV on this one was $450,000. Now, we only paid $302 for it, but I'm going to make sure we understand. You got to understand, overstand, however you want to call it, why we can only pay that amount for a house that's worth $450. That's why you're here to understand this stuff, okay? So the ARV is $450. What does ARV stand for? After repaired value. After repaired value. When you go to look at these houses, no matter how nice they are, no matter how warm and fuzzy you feel, no matter how much emotions, you got to make sure the number one thing you're focusing on is, what can I sell this house for? What can I sell it for? After repaired value. That's when it's all fixed up in A+ shape. That's what it's going to be worth, okay? Now the reno on this one is going to be about $60,000. It's going to need roof, some window work, a lot of exterior work. As you can see, the fascia is just rotting all out. Flooring, painting. It's going to need a new kitchen, new bathrooms. All that stuff adds up quick, especially now that contractors and all this tariff stuff, the prices are just shooting up through the roof. So when you're estimating your repairs, we do that by the 5,000. Don't be trying to estimate repairs down to the dollar. It just doesn't work. So the closing costs and costs to sell, this is where we got to stay for a little bit. You got to live with me here, y'all. You got to live here, because this is where investors really, really get hurt. Realtor fees. Did you understand realtor fees are 6%? 6% of 450, that's $6,000, $12,000, $18,000, $24,000. That's just about $30,000. Is it 30? 6, 4? Yeah, that's almost $30K just to sell this property, okay? I'm gonna let that sink in a little bit. Feel that for a little while. Almost $30,000 just in our first expense. Then we have interest. Let's say we got $7,000, $8,000 just in interest on the money to borrow to do the deal. We got taxes every day you own it. Insurance every day you own it. You must have insurance just in case it burns down. Taxes is still cranking up. And in a house this size, taxes are high. $5,000, $6,000 divided by 12 months, that's going to be $500, $600 a month. Okay. Maintenance. Once we fix it up, we got to make sure somebody's there cleaning it, sweeping it, making sure the grass is taken care of, any snow removal, any debris removal. These are things that add up over time. Could be another $1,000. Utilities, you got water, sewer, gas, electric, all that stuff adds up quick. Closing costs for the buyer. Here's another biggie. Now, as our markets are swinging in this uncertain climate that we live in right now, so you see, years ago, we were paying, let me go even farther back. Years ago, I always paid closing costs for the buyer. Let me help you understand. Closing costs for the buyer. Now, when a buyer comes to buy a house like this, usually they're going to ask us, or any house really, they're going to ask the seller to participate in closing cost concession. What does that mean? That means the buyer comes in, they're going to say, hey, Kris, can you help me buy your house from you? Basically, that's what they do. Can you help me buy this house? Well, how do we do that? The reason closing costs to buy a house like this is going to be like $10,000 to $15,000 just in expenses. Recording fees, bank fees, credit fees, appraisal fees, all these fees just add up. Boom, 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 boom. It's going to be extremely high. We're talking 12 to 15,000. So what the buyer does, and the lender socks it to these people with origination fees. I mean, it's just junk fees. It's really, it should be illegal to me, but I'm not in the business. So closing costs, they say, Kris, can you help me with all these fees that we're going to have to pay? And they say, would you give us 3% so we could buy your house? And a lot of people say, well, I ain't paying nobody's closing costs to buy my house. Well, guess what? If you want to sell your house, then you may have to participate in closing costs for the buyer. Now, don't forget, you got to pay closing costs when you buy it and when you sell it too. So you got buying and selling, and then sometimes you got to pay another buy on the buyer side. So that may or may not be applicable for this house, but as our markets are shifting. Okay, so years ago, I always paid it. Then when COVID hit, boom, I didn't pay it for 3 years. You know, buyers were scared to ask for closing costs because if they did, closing cost assistance, if they did, I wouldn't take the offer because I had 4 other offers where people were not asking for closing cost assistance. So now where we're only getting a few offers, I have to negotiate a little bit to get these properties moved. So we got 3% maybe for the buyer closing costs, all right? So usually all this adds up to roughly 10% of the ARV. So you're gonna be paying $45,000, y'all. Let me make sure I get this straight. You're gonna be paying roughly, make sure you understand this, $45,000, say it with me, I'm going to be paying $45,000 just to sell this property. I gotta let that sink in too. I know you don't like it. I know you don't. And I gotta work this for you because what I see, and I coach people around the country. In fact, if you need coaching, there's a link below to apply for it. Round up family, you know I love you. I see people overpaying for houses because they think this $450,000 purchase sales price, and I can chop some of this off. I can chop off the insurance, or I can chop off some of the utilities, or I'll pay less realtor fees, or I might be able to get the money for cheaper. They try, I don't know what it is, but they want to minimize the amount of money that they're going to be putting into the deal. Now, I'm going to show you in a minute where we do save 3% on realtor fees, but that's only for experienced renovators and rehabbers, okay? So 45K, just put it in your equation, and you'll be glad you did because you have a long career, and you won't be calling me saying, Kris, I overpaid for the house. I thought I could get it done faster. I thought my reno was going to be cheaper. I don't want that to be you. All right, so we got reno, cost to sell, purchase price, what we paid for it was $302,000. Now our profit on this one, what do we plan to pull out of this one? Let me make sure I do this. I always mess it up. 450 minus 302. Oops. 302. Sorry, y'all. I'm so bad at this numbers thing. Minus 60. Minus 45. That's $43,000. Make sure I put plus or minus 43K, okay? So that's going to be roughly our profit, plus or minus, could go up. Now, the reason I want to help you understand, the reason we are able to save a little bit on the realtor fees, 6%, we pay 3%. We pay 3% in realtor fees, right? How do we do that? Well, we use something called a flat fee broker. A flat fee broker, that's where we pay them up front to list the property. You see, what happens with realtors when they're in the business of listing real estate for sale on the MLS? Usually, not all the time, but usually they throw it up on the MLS and then they're going to the next property. They let the MLS do all the work. So if we say, look, I'm going to pay you, I don't know, X amount of money up front just to throw it on the MLS, I'll take all the phone calls. I'll deal with the negotiating of the contracts. I'll deal with the home inspectors. I'll deal with the buying realtor. So that puts all the burden on us. So the flat fee broker, all they do is list the property on the MLS and they're done. So all the responsibility is on us. If you're new, you better not be doing this. So that saves us 3% realtor fees. So we still have to pay 3% for the buyer side. Make sure I put that. Man, that's terrible. Sorry about that, y'all. 3%, 3% for the buyer. We still do have to pay 3% for the buyer's agent to bring a buyer, and rightfully so. Don't you want to get paid if you bring somebody that's going to bring $450 to the table? Absolutely. So we can cut this in half, 3%, instead of paying almost $30,000. So let's say we do have some admin team and some of our staff that deals with the interfacing with the buyer. Let's say we add on another, I don't know, what's that? 3, 6, 9, 12. Let's say we add on another 7K here. Right, we might take home 50K. Plus or, gotta do a plus or minus because you never know what stuff we're gonna run into in this house. Now, if you think making 50K in 6 to 7 months is a lot of money, I wanna make sure I recalibrate your mind first. We gotta pay taxes on that, 30% off the top, whap, gone. So what's that, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, that's 15K in the trash. So we're down to 35,000, right? And that's spread out over the next 6 to 7 months. So that's only $5,000 a month, y'all, $5,000, $6,000 a month. That is not going to make you rich. In fact, that is just an average income in America. And that's if we sell the property for $450. And a lot of people don't understand, well, why can you only pay $300,000 for a house that's worth $450, right? Well, the renovation, I'm sucking all that up. I'm dealing with the life energy and all that stuff. And I'm only going to be making 40 to 50K on this thing, which is not a lot of money. And it's spread out over time. So make sure we have to educate our homeowners. We have to educate our markets. We have to educate our sellers so that they can understand, why is your offer so low, Kris? Well, Ms. Smith, I'm glad you asked. Let me explain to you. Boom, 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 boom. It is your responsibility to transfer our beliefs over to them so they understand. You can save them. And there's no other book that's better in doing that than the Real Estate Negotiating Bible. And it's right below. Download it. It is the #1 premier book that's going to help you negotiate with homeowners and get them to the right price that we both need to be at. All right. So listen, Roundup, share this video. You got to share so we can get the word out for our community to get out there and get this real estate thing cranking. I am noticing real estate slowing down. People are not really checking for real estate anymore. I mean, years ago, my channel would just be going crazy, and we're still doing some great numbers. We're past 152,000 subscribers. But based on the media and the new administration, I'm noticing that people are really second guessing doing real estate. In fact, I've got some friends that have gotten out of the real estate business. That means it's going to be better for the people that stay, okay? What do we do when people get out of something? When people are running that way, which way are we running? The complete opposite way. All right, share this information, like the content, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. And by the way, I've got some other videos right here that will help you crank up your business. And there's a ton of links in the video description below that will help you set up your real estate business as well. So here's a video showing you how to get started, how we actually find leads, and then we got another property management video for you right there. See you soon. Peace.